Yaakov Shechter is continuing, telling us that the reservoir of love is found in when your Shabbos is on, which brings you to tshuva me'ahava, which brings you to a shleimus of the bria, which brings you to, I don't even know what else to say because there have been so many just beautiful Torahs here that he's been sharing with us. But the following thing is something that unfortunately many of us could relate to, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. אכן מובס מהבעל שם טוב הקודש, זכוס יגן עלינו, עצה נפלא. שאומנם רק הבעל שם טוב הקודש יכול לתת עצה כזאת. Only the Baal Shem Tov could say such a piece of advice. היה זה כאשר הגיע לבעל שם טוב אדם שבור ומדוכא כחרס הנשבר. A broken down Yidla came to the Baal Shem Tov. Why? מחמה שבנו יצא לתרבוס רע והשתמד רחמנא ליצלן. His son checked out. Big time. Checked out a Yiddishkeit. When we say Shmad, you know that means like, not just like he stopped keeping Shabbos. Shmad is joining the Rachmana Litzlan, the other side. This chassid comes to the Baal Shem Tov, says, my son checked out, right? Mi yuchal leta'er et omek ha'ke'ev shel ha'orim b'tzara gdola va'ayuma kazot. Who could fathom the pain of parents in such a horrible, horrible situation? You know, we freak out when our kid doesn't get up for minyan. This Abba freaked out that his kid was getting up for another minyan. Everything in proportion, right, boys? Everything in proportion. Vayudi halazeh amad bivchia noira el Baal Shem Tov v'zaak. He's standing before the Baal Shem Tov. He's screaming, Rebbe, tznu eitzah. Give me some advice. Eini yachol lisbol atzar. I can't take this pain. What could I do to bring my son back to me? And this is true not only for kids, Khalila, that end up like this. This Eitzah is true for everything and anything. This is Chassidus, okay? Eitzah achas yesh li avorcha. I only have one piece of advice for you. Shetachnis ahavato belibcha. Tachnis ahavato belibcha. What does that mean? Tachnis ahavato belibcha. We know what it means, the words. What does that lamaisa mean?
Don't forget to love him. Love him more.
Yes, correct, but more. What more? Huh?
Feel the love.
Feel the love that you're going to love him more. Feel the love that you have for him. This is the diuk. Yeah, love him. Feel that it's not about him feeling your love. This is a very deep thing. It's about you feeling the love for him. This is so monumental, and it's so huge, and it seems like it's not a big deal. It's game-changing. Tachnis ahavasa belibcha. He doesn't say tachnis ahavasa belibo. Tachnis ahavasa belibcha. Why? That's the Eitzah. He's still going to church. Rachmana litzlan. Tachnis ahavasa belibcha. What the Baal Shem Tov says. Ahava gdola bli mitzarim. A profoundly boundless love. Betitgaga elav. When you feel the love, you'll just long to be close to him, and not just stop wanting him to be achil Hashem. Like stop wanting him to stop being achil Hashem. You're going to go around that whole thing of like, oh my God, this kills me because it's achil Hashem, as opposed to, I miss my son so much. Tachnis ahavaso belibcha. And he says, when you long for him like that, when you start mitgagea to your son like that, kach totzi oto mitziparnei haklipas. This is actually how you remove him from the tzipornaim, from the nails of the other side of the klipas. This is, your son is caught. He's caught in klipas. It's not the time to go into what that means right now. It's also, frankly, impossible to really understand what that really means. But we know this. It just means being grabbed by the other side, being grabbed by the darkness. The way to take him out of pidyon, a shavui, captivity. He's in captivity. Taking him out of there, the way a yidla, the way a chassid takes anything out of captivity, is by taking the love and putting it in my heart. Usually we think, make sure that they know that you love them. That's the chitzonius. The pnimius of it is, make sure you feel the love that you have for them. Ahava, Rav Yaakov Meir Shechter says, Hi haneshek hagadol vehamo'il beyoter. It is the most beneficial weapon. Tova chokhma miklei krav, it says in Koheles. Chokhma is much better than any weapons that you use on the battlefield. What's the chokhma here? So what is the wisdom here? Le'ehov et hazulat besimcha, leduno lekav zchus, le'orer ahava elav. You know, it's so, these days in Eretz Yisrael, I know there's like this little bubble we live here in Shirat David, but things are happening in the country. It's pretty wild out there. To be able to me'orer the love we have for other Yidden in our heart is so hard. Because we've gotten so confused that when I think someone is doing something that's opposed, like mamish destroying the binyan of Kedusha, it automatically means that I don't have love for them. And that's the biggest sheker in the world. But it's also the hardest avoda. So, and this reservoir of love, everything we just said right now, about the ability to go further, the ability to go to this place, this is what Yid is koina on Shabbos. Now, I want you to understand, during the week, this vort is really, it's very, very difficult. Because of the following notion, is that many times when kids, kivyochol, check out and stop hanging out with places we would like them to hang out and whatnot, the parent immediately goes into one of two places. VC, right, victim consciousness, I guess maybe it's the same thing, or I'm a failure. I failed. And the Baal Shem Tov says that is the Satan himself trying to suck you in to the darkest place in the world. Mamish, it's the Satan. It's the other side. The only Eitzah at that moment. Targish tachnis ahavaso belibcha. That's the only thing right now. This is your kid. It's true what you said and what you said. Love him more, but don't forget to love them. All those things are true. But don't forget that you're supposed to feel the love that you have for them. Don't forget you're supposed to feel that extra love. But just to feel it. Why? He says, I can't explain this. Baal Shem says, I'm not going to explain this to you, how Kabbalistically this works. But your son right now is caught. He's caught by the tzipornaim, by the nails of the other side. What do you think is going to get him out of there? A father allowing himself to feel the love he has for his son will get him out of there. Where do you buy this kinyan? Where do you make an acquisition on this? Shabbat Kodesh. Through everything we've learned until now, this, to me, seems to be the most lemaisa. Because, let's face it, it's not just kids that, again, on Shmad. I'm sure you all have these discussions all the time. It's not just shul rabbis that have these discussions with parents about what are we going to do, our kids aren't interested in whatever, fill in the blank, right? Tachnis avaso belibcha. But we're so big on tachnis, what? Ahavascha belibo, right? We think that's our inyan, which means what? Make sure he knows you love him. No. Right now, there are too many mechitzas right now between you and him to interact like this, for him to feel anything. Ma pitom.